Hey guys, it's Alec here. In this video, we're going to be going over how my last property took 274 days to sell and why I was okay with that. And when a property sits on market that long, there's two main reasons as to why it's probably not selling. The first is that it's overpriced, and the second is that it's incorrectly marketed and or the realtor is not doing their job. In this video, I'm going to be going into those two differences in depth. So let's start with the overpriced situation. Now, it doesn't matter if you have a really nice, beautiful property that's completely renovated, move-in ready, doesn't need a penny in, or if you have a property that needs a ton of renovation, it has a ton of clutter, and it has, let's say, a $50,000 title defect. Price can be an issue at both levels. Price isn't picky, right? So if you have a really nice property that's completely renovated and you're overpriced, it's going to sit on the market because you're overpriced and somebody's just not willing to pay that dollar amount that you're asking. Simultaneously, if you have a junky property that needs a lot of work and you're overpriced, it's going to sit on market. Even if the property has a bunch of issues and needs a bunch of renovations and is completely disgusting on the inside, there's an investor out there that's willing to buy that property. So there's always somebody for the property you have. But if you're not priced right, the delta might be too big for them to take a jump at it. Secondarily, incorrect marketing, meaning maybe the media doesn't represent the property well. Maybe somebody just went in there, the realtor just went in there, the photographer just went in there and snapped a couple photos on their cell phone, and they're crooked this way, that way, lighting's weird, and it's just not vibing right. Today, in today's market, especially in Miami, as transient as it is, it's super, super important to have very high quality listing photos because everybody's looking online for their property. That's where everybody first comes in contact with the property. And honestly, if the property is nice enough, you definitely want to have drone footage as well, showing how close it is to the water or how close it is to Brickell or how close it is to the Biltmore Hotel or the Riviera or Coco Walk, whatever it is. That could be essential. The last piece here is if your realtor isn't a good fit for the property that you're selling, meaning they don't know the avatar that's going to be purchasing that property or most likely going to be purchasing that property. By avatar, I mean who is probably going to come in and purchase this property. So they have to be able to, one, identify the avatar that they're going to be dealing with, and two, know how to communicate the benefits to that avatar. What are the benefits of this house to that specific person? If there's a disconnect between the realtor and the avatar, it's going to be significantly harder for that realtor to sell the property. There has to be a connect. There has to be a streamlined communication. The realtor needs to be effective in that way. Now, when my property was on for 274 days, I started it at 1.1 million. Then I dropped it down to 999,000, and then I dropped it down to 900,000 and sold the property at 900. I knew I was overpriced for the rising interest rates, but I wanted to give it a whack. I wanted to see if I could communicate effectively, market it well enough in order to bring the high offer that I wanted in. And I tried and it didn't work, and that was okay. The longer I sat on market, the more negotiable, quote unquote, other people thought they could be. So as I was at 1.1 and I dropped it down to 999 and then I dropped it down to 900, I had a bunch of lowball offers coming in that I was fighting off, like psh, psh, whack, 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 fighting them off. Until finally I started telling people, I was like, look, don't even waste your time. If you're not at this number, don't come and look at the property. I'm not interested in selling for X dollar amount. So that's how we ultimately sold the property, is dropping the price. I knew my avatar. I sold my property basically to the same human that I am. It was crazy. Young couple. It was their first home. It's in a great location. Like it was just crazy. It was a spitting image of me, essentially. I knew my avatar well. I communicated very well to that avatar, and that's how we got it done. But so back to your property is probably overpriced, and or the marketing is incorrect, or the realtor doesn't know how to talk to the avatar. But you can list a property for whatever you want to list it at, but just be prepared to either drop the price or sit on market for a long time, whatever you want to do. Hopefully this video was helpful.